The purpose of the Conversationalist is multifaceted. One... Hello everyone, we're getting to those bloopers real soon, but first, a quick message. It has been a year since the Conversationalist launched. I feel like I'm talking very loudly. I'm excited. Since then, the Conversationalist has become a platform to mine the experiences and advice of inspirational people in order to encourage civil discourse and combat closed-mindedness. Through creating the full video conversations, the select video clips, the podcasts, the articles, the lessons from these conversations have really been ironed into my brain. I find myself taking advice from the people I've interviewed because they become a part of your internal monologue. It's this beautiful process where someone you meet changes the way you view the world and approach problems in your life. I'm addicted to that feeling of discovering a new way of living, a new perspective, and making a connection with a new person. I'm also addicted to creating a space where people feel comfortable opening up and talking about their life story, not being afraid of being judged. But before I dive into any more melodramatic digressions, and so we can hop over to the bloopers, I just have a few things to round up from the year. So first of all, who has tuned in? I'm going to forget all of these countries, so I'm going to refer to my notes here. We've had viewers and listeners from the UK, Brazil, Canada, Italy, China, Austria, Switzerland, Armenia, Peru, Thailand, Belgium, Spain, Poland, France, India, and of course the good old US of A. This year, we've heard from the man who basically invented the computer and has a model positing that consciousness is the very fabric of our universe. A woman who founded the first visual think tank and is working to engage millennials in the UK in politics and social justice issues. An extremely successful Wisconsin entrepreneur and one of the youngest government officials in the United States. An MD and PhD who cured a woman of cancer using measles virus and created a whole new research program at Mayo Clinic. A badass British artist whose work fights xenophobia and illuminates the perspective of the outsider. A woman who started a successful photography business in her early 20s and continues to encourage entrepreneurship in her hometown. A PhD candidate who moved from his home in India, where he was a professional soccer player, to Minnesota to pursue his dreams in science. Goodness gracious. A Silicon Valley native who is one of the few female executives at her level in a marketing company. Lots of lovely people who gave varying perspectives on relationships, breakups, marriage, and all things love related. A character designer who works for Disney and DreamWorks and has created for movies such as Men in Black 2 and The Penguins of Madagascar. Oh, and to add to that, he freaking beat cancer. The president of St. Norbert College who raised $100 million for the institution during his tenure there. We're getting some light spots. An elite athlete who in 8 years went from overweight and out of shape to being able to complete 5 Ironmans in 5 consecutive days. That's over 700 miles. Whew. The first woman to start a venture capital fund in Georgia, who is also an author and advocate for minorities. 2 amazing professors of English and art from St. Norbert College. And the most exciting thing is we are just getting started. I'm getting freaking amped right now. I could ramble here, which I kind of already am, but I just want to make this quick. This year has been an education I never anticipated having. I was taught by the experiences of others, and I think that might be the way I prefer to learn, from creating a mosaic of experiences and lessons and drawing upon that. One of the coolest things for me in having these conversations is seeing how, in spite of all the differences between the people I converse with and have interviews with, there are some similarities that emerge. Similarities regarding notions of success, happiness, the importance of enjoying one's work and being passionate about it, and even strategies to mend social divisions and encourage civil discourse. Seeing these similarities emerge is living proof to me that we all have so much more in common than we think we do. I know that I'm not the first person to say this, but I really saw it in this past year. I mean, talking to all these really different, really successful people from all different walks of life, all different countries, I just learned that so much can be accomplished if we pool together our resources, and our resources are our experiences. That's really the whole reason I started The Conversationalist in the first place, is when I was studying abroad in London, I realized that all of the social and political issues they were experiencing there were mirrored in US politics. But yet people like to claim that all their politics are really bespoke to their situation and unique to them. And think of what we could accomplish if we acknowledge that we're all experiencing some very similar things and we can work together to solve them. There is such power in collaboration and in open-mindedness to other perspectives. I'm getting the sun right in the old face. And one of the biggest lessons I've learned from The Conversationalist is do what you love. Do what you love, even if you get no views on it, even if you make no money off of it, even if it's difficult some days or most days. Just pursue what you want with fervor. You owe it to yourself to not have to look back at your life in 40 years or even, heck, in 1 year and think, what would have happened if I would have just pursued what I loved? And to finish off this anniversary celebration, I had to include some bloopers from the past year because I often cannot control my face or what comes out of it. And if you like what The Conversationalist has become over the last year, or if you want to see it grow in the future, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, like it on Facebook, follow on Twitter. All that stuff is in the description below. So anyway, thank you so much for being a part of the first year of The Conversationalist, and stay tuned because we are just getting started.
We've only just begun.
He has, he's the brainchild of the... So please enjoy their discussion of... He heads the Onco... Currently, he's in chips. Not sure what I want to do with my life. Getting hot in here, just me. Place, limit the amount of progress. What's the word? And it's windy outside. Hello everyone, and welcome to Hello everyone. So I will have linked below. So I will have linked below the